The Show and Tell Lion. Written by Barbara Abercrombie. Illustrated by Lynne Avril Cravath. It's Matthew's turn for show and tell. He wants to tell his class something exciting, but nothing exciting has happened. Miss Harper is waiting. Matthew? I have a lion, says Matthew. A lion? The whole class is impressed. What kind of lion? Asks Sarah. A baby lion, says Matthew. He has to stay at home, so I can't bring him to show. Matthew means to tell them all that it's just a story he's making up, but he can suddenly picture this lion in his head. He sleeps in my bed at night, and he purrs, the loudest purr you've ever heard. Matthew, don't you mean that you have a very big cat? Asks Miss Harper. No, he's a lion, says Matthew. He climbs trees. He swims in the ocean. At recess, Matthew's friends all have questions. What does he eat? Rachel asks. Does he ever bite? Joe wants to know. Where did you get him? Asks Steve. The answer Matthew gives makes the lion more real. His name is Larry, he says. Joe and Andrew want to come and see Larry after school. He's at the vet today, having his claws cut, says Matthew. Every day at recess, the class wants to hear what Larry is doing. Matthew tells them that Larry's getting bigger and bigger. He's almost too big to sleep in my bed now, he says. Katie says she wants to come and visit Larry. He's in the mountains this week, says Matthew. He has to exercise. He's getting so big that he might have to go and live at the zoo. Joe says, I think we should all have a field trip to Matthew's house to see Larry before he goes to the zoo. Matthew doesn't know how to tell his class that he made up the lion. Everybody believes him. What is he going to do? A field trip to our house to see the lion? Says his mother. What lion? The one in my head, says Matthew. His name is Larry. He tells his mother how the lion started as a little story for show and tell, then grew and grew. And now all of his friends think Larry is a real lion. You have a wonderful imagination, Matthew, she says, hugging him. But you need to tell them that you made the lion up. Matthew is embarrassed. His face feels red and hot when he thinks about telling all of his friends that the lion is just a story he made up. He wants to run away and hide. What is he going to do? Then, Matthew has an idea. That afternoon, he writes the story of Larry. He writes down all of the things that he has told the class. Then he draws pictures of how he imagined the lion. Larry is swimming in the ocean. Larry is climbing trees. Larry is exercising in the mountains. The next day at show and tell, Matthew brings his book in. This is my lion, he says, showing them all the pictures. He's a story. You lied, says Sarah in a loud voice. You don't really have a lion living at your house? Larry isn't real? He's real in my head, says Matthew. He's real in my book. The class is quiet for a long moment. Finally, Joe says, That's a good story. Matthew, will you read us your book? Says Miss Harper. Yes, says Matthew. Now, every week, Matthew writes another adventure for Larry the Lion and reads it to the class during show and tell. And it's always exciting.